Hi Jenny, let's take a look at your first essays for us, shall we? So the first one is doing an enjoyable activity. Let's see what you said. It is believed by some that a child can acquire useful skills and become more creative in an entertaining event with others rather than reading alone. I completely agree with this statement, as interpersonal skills and the sense of imagination can only be gained through activities involving more than one person. In this essay, I will use examples that illustrate points and support arguments. Okay, there are a couple of things I want to change here. This expression was a little awkward to me, in an entertaining event. It's not necessarily a synonym for an enjoyable activity, so I would have rephrased this differently. The rest of it is okay. You seem to be focusing a lot on the idea of two people doing something together. Most people haven't focused on that. I have to see how you develop it to see if maybe you're focusing too much on it, but we'll see. Okay, so to begin with, having an intriguing activity such as playing games with a young child can sharpen his or her communication skills. This is largely because the child will have to learn and practice how to speak and listen to others during the gaming process. I don't really care for that expression, the gaming process. During the game, essentially. I mean, you don't have to say the game process. For example, my ability to understand others and express my own opinion got drastically improved during my summer vacation, in which I spent a lot of time playing chess games with my older cousin. Therefore, a fun activity can encourage the child to interact with other players and gain communication skills. Okay, fine. In addition, compared to reading alone, taking children to an amusing exhibition can more effectively, I think is the word you actually want here, because this means something totally different, enhance children's creativity. Excuse me. As such, events usually contain various displays, vivid pictures and videos, all of which can become the material for children to use in their own creation in the future. For instance, many children started to build their own design of cars and houses after their visit to the Lego show. Maybe that's a better way of saying this. Consequently, attending entertaining exhibitions can inspire children to think out of the box and become more creative. Alright, fine. To conclude with examples and arguments given, I firmly believe that there are more skills and creativity. No. I believe that. Get rid of this. More skills and creativity can be learned from going and enjoying it. No, from going and participating in. No, you can't say it like this. We have to fix it again. So I believe that more skills and creativity can be learned from going and enjoying an activity than reading books, and all children should be encouraged to engage in such events to reach their potential. Okay, fine. Yeah, it's fine, no problems. For your first essay, it was a nice job. The language was good. There were some little grammatical errors. The vocabulary was appropriate, was fine. So, again, for your first attempt, it was a nice essay. It was a good start, okay? So, I don't want to go any more into it. You've used the template nicely. So, like I said, no issues. It was a nice first essay. So let's go into your second essay. Okay, so now let's look at this one about schools and whether their role is merely educational or if they should also entertain us, let's say. People have different opinions about whether schools should provide students with more entertaining courses or exclusively focus on academic education. In my point of view, although receiving knowledge is the chief goal of attending schools, engaging in courses that are entertaining is also pivotal to school children's future development. In this essay, I will use examples to demonstrate my points and support arguments. Alright, that's lovely. To begin with, students can acquire artistic skills from an entertaining course that teaches music or painting, which could increase their chance of attending tertiary education in the future. It is because higher education institutions usually offer low admission scores, S, to students who have outstanding art ability. For example, due to my sophisticated skills of playing flute, which I learned from the music class I had in my high school, I got accepted by the most prestigious art college in China without reaching the minimum admission score. Therefore, a skill skills learned from the entertaining courses could be the key to higher education. Okay, that's well written. Let's keep going and we'll talk about it a little bit at the end. In addition, participating in amusements. No, that's not a correct word here, amusements. Are you trying to say, I don't know what you're trying to say. Extracurricular activities? I'm not really sure. Because then you say like and activities? I really just don't know. In the campus helps students release their stress and have better performance, no A, in the academic courses. It has been widely believed that rest and recreation, singular, can improve students' study efficiency. For instance, in Finland, which has the best education system in the world, all the students only have fun activities rather than receiving more academic courses in the afternoon, as their teachers agree that entertaining activities can help students better absorb and remember the knowledge they gained earlier. Consequently, entertainment, singular, helps students perform better academically. Okay? In conclusion, the cited evidence provides strong support for the view that schools should offer students more entertainment, singular, which could widen their choice of future study and improve their academic performance in school. Okay, fine. So for the most part, it's well written. The grammar is nice. The vocabulary is also good. So as far as those two criteria are concerned, this essay is very good. Now, remember, this is about entertainment, okay? Now, I want to, and this is interesting because you used your own example. I don't know if this is a real example or if this is just a fictitious example, but just because you play flute, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is entertainment. In fact, some people who study music find that the study of music is actually extremely demanding and extremely rigorous and is not entertaining at all. So entertainment has this idea that it amuses you, it is lighthearted, it is kind of fun-filled and rather relaxing, whereas if you are a skilled musician, it's not necessarily all fun and games, now is it? So from a logic standpoint, I don't know if this was the best example you could have used. And I know you're probably thinking, well, IELTS is not a test of ideas, it's a test of language. And yes, that's true. But what you don't want the examiner to question is if your logic has been flawed because of some misunderstanding and lack of flexibility with the language. Okay, so that's what you don't want. In other words, you don't want the examiner to think, oh, well, maybe the student misunderstood the word entertainment, and that's why the paragraph has been developed the way it has. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope you do. I hope that makes sense. So I don't entirely agree with your line of thought in this particular paragraph. Now, let's see, in the second body paragraph. Now, it's okay. It's a little bit of a stretch because, again, if we're talking about entertainment, playing sports is not necessarily entertainment. And what I recommend you do is actually look up the word entertainment in a dictionary, either online or a physical dictionary. So schools have to be more entertaining. A synonym for entertaining would be possibly amusing, light, comical. So my question to you is, how does sports fit into light, amusing, comical? Okay. So this is where it's really required to really carefully read the topic and see what is being asked of you. So schools have to be more entertaining. Okay? So in other words, schools have to provide more amusement. So think about what that word means. Think about what amusement means. Think about what entertainment means. And ask yourself if this essay is really talking about things that entertain and that amuse. Okay? Now, another way you could have developed this would have been to talk about why perhaps schools should only be educational. Okay? I mean, why would anyone suggest that schools should only educate us in a very strict academic sense and not provide any amusement or any entertainment? So that's one thing you could have developed in that first body paragraph. And then the second body paragraph, you could have said, well, despite what has been said, it is vital for schools to be entertaining for a variety of reasons, and then go into those reasons, okay? That's another thing you could have done. All right, so that's more or less what I want to talk to you about. Now, what I just said, that's something I want you to think about for future essays, kind of seeing where the other point of view may have some merit and maybe going into that in one paragraph. All right, but we'll talk about that as you continue on in the course. So in general, good job with your essays. I want you to be careful with some of that task achievement though, okay, in terms of how you develop your topics. So what you need to do now is you need to correct these essays based on my suggestions. And you also have to create an error correction list. So what you'll do is you'll write down all the mistakes that were pointed out to you, and next to each mistake you'll write down what the corrected version is. You're going to add to this list with each video correction you get back. Then the third thing you have to do is write a new set of essays, okay, using all of the feedback and information you've been gaining throughout the course. So send back those 3 things to us. You should try to do this in the next day or so you can really apply everything you've been learning, okay? Go ahead and get all of those things started. Good job on your first set of essays. I'm looking forward to seeing what your second set will bring. So good luck writing.